a smaller person, anything can happen. Anybody can be knocked out. Because remember, the chin don't lift weights. That's what I always say.
As heavyweights as the sparring, or bigger people, like from middleweight to heavyweight. And the thing is, don't be surprised, okay? This is a photo. This is a photo of one of the bigger guys that he was sparring.
Floyd Mayweather Sachmain Herring Ray Gaia. Jab us and Deca Coup Gervonta Davis any sparring main. Ek heavyweight KO knockout Cardia. Or Wobie Jake Paul Kafite Camp Kadoran.
They can be knocked out. So I don't put nothing past nobody. I can be knocked out. Hit me from the blind side. That's most time how fighters get knocked out, with the hook. You can't see a hook coming because it comes from the blind side. But as far as with boxing, I don't really need to beef with. I really don't need to beef with nobody in the sport of boxing. Even though it could be some people I really don't like. I don't need to beef with nobody. They ain't got what I got. They boxers. I'm a businessman. And then on the outside, most time, a motherfucker got beef with me because they ain't got what I got.
Gervonta Davis Hamesha Esi Apni Esi Bait Opponents Kusaf Training Karta Aya High or ISI Any Uska Career Mazbut Banaya. Uski coaches Kate Hain Kabade Fighters Kusaf Sparring. Uski Speed, Power or Pressure Handling KO or Baitar Banati High. AC Training Yusei Majbur Kardi High Kuwo Footwork or Timing Donomain Perfect Rai. Dusri Teraf. Jake Paul Bichot or Fast Boxers Kusaf Practice Car Rahai. Tak Wo Mobile Opponents Ku Against Comfortable Ho J. Dono Camps Janny Hain Kusurf Size Se Jeet Yahar Decide Nahi Hodi. Davis Salin Se Apni Tough Training or Endurance Pecom Car Rahai. Jap Paul Apni Strategy Bana Rahai. Tak Wo Distance Cut Care or Clear Punches Land Care.
Bigger people, like from middleweight to heavyweight. And the thing is, don't be surprised, okay? This is a photo. This is a photo of one of the bigger guys that he was sparring. But in the past, like maybe a few years ago, he was fighting a guy in Mayweather's camp. He was a bigger guy. I think he was like a middleweight or something like that. He was whooping his ass. One time he was like on live whooping a bigger guy's ass. He's just beating bigger guys like middleweights and stuff. He's done that in sparring forever. Remember this story? I've brought it up a million times and I've showed this clip a million times, but on Ellie Set Back, this story of this guy saying how Gervonta Tank Davis knocked out this heavyweight.
Tell me the story. What happened?
Tank, what's the one boy name?
No, don't say a name. I don't want to embarrass anyone.
Oh, no, you're right.
But tell people what happened.
Man, I was about to spar. Before I was about to spar Tank, he was sparring this big boy.
A heavyweight.
Heavyweight boy. And Tank hit that nigga. He hit him so hard that he was on the top of the rope just like this. I'm like, I thought he died. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought he died.
Hey, I've seen him knock out some heavyweights. He might knock all the ass out now.
You knocked out a heavyweight?
Yeah.
How was that?
Cause I hit harder than Wilder.
Now, granted, the heavyweights that Gervonta Tank Davis is whooping and sparring is not like, all-time great heavyweights, all right? And it shouldn't be. But he's sparring the level of heavyweight that, more experienced than Jake Paul, right? But Jake Paul has beaten those heavyweights himself, all right? I'm thinking that is the caliber of heavyweight that Gervonta Tank Davis is sparring, but he's whooping their asses. And that's a good thing. I feel with Jake Paul sparring Raymond Ford, to me, it looked like Raymond Ford got the best of him. It looked like Jake Paul was a little exhausted, and it looked like Raymond Ford wasn't. It looked like Jake Paul was a little disappointed in his performance, and Raymond Ford was trying to give him a pick-me-up. Like, just kind of letting them know. No, we do this and do that. It just looked like Raymond Ford was in a confident, secure place, more dominant place, the more alpha out the two in the ring. And that's Raymond Ford. That ain't Gervonta Davis. I love Raymond Ford. I have him on my fighters list. But still, I don't think anyone thinks he's as skillful or as powerful as Gervonta Tank Davis.
Witnesses Kate Hain Kabade Fighters B. Uski Punches Kubad Sitakade Ren Main Struggle Car Rahida. Sabs Badi Bot Uski Power Nahi T. Baki Uski Accuracy T. Jab Punch Chin Parlagda. To BAS Bot Wahin Kadam Hojadi. Joe Log Ring Main Yusei Bully Karn A the Unhi Jaldi Samage AA Gaya Kuansbadi Galti Hogai. And our Ku sources Kate Hain Kutank Key Power. Lightweight Limit Se Kaheen Auge Tak Feel Hodi High. JIS Uska Confidence or Bad Gaya High. Yeah, Unlagon Kulia X Silent Warning Be High. Joe Samaj Hain Kasurf Mass Unhi Bachaliga. Uska Compact Stance or Upper Body Momentum. You say itni force generate karn main madad karta high. Ku uski punches har weight class K.
This Gervonta Davis knocked out heavyweight in brutal sparring session, and it just makes me think. You're willing to go spar with heavyweights, but you're not willing to go fight people that you should be fighting. You know what I mean? You're fighting Lamont Roach. His sparring partners was like, man, I was about to spar Tank. He was sparring this big boy, a heavyweight boy. And Tank hit him so hard, he was on the ropes like this, hanging. I thought he died. I was like, man, I hope you don't do this stuff to me. When Davis asked to confirm whether it was true, the WBA lightweight champion said, stuff be happening. Best not to get in there with me. That's it. This guy has all the skills in the world to knock out even heavyweights in sparring, and yet he won't fight Shakur Stevenson. He won't fight Teofimo Lopez. He won't fight anyone that he needs to fight to become great. He's fighting Frank Martin and Lamont Roach. You know what I mean? It's just truly crazy. But hey, it's his career. If he wants to just make money, the easiest money that he can without fighting the hardest competition, so
Ekmashor boxing analyst Eni Kahaku. Agar Log Davis KO Surf Uski last fight Esi Judge Kar Rahihane. Tuwo Uski Purane strong finishes Bull Rahihane. Us Rat Chahi expectations Purina Huiho. Lekin Davis any har round calmly complete Kia. Or Apna control ban Iraka. AC Sujbudge surf experience fighters main Hodi High. Jake Paul any Himat Zero or Daiki High. Lekin us an Ubi Tak Woe top level pressure face Nahi Kia. Jahan et Galti Sab Kuch Kadam Kar Sakti High. Davis Kulia Mushkil fights Sikni Kamak Ben Jadi Hain. Jab Paul Kulia Ace Moments Ubi Bine or Risky Hain. Fans Joe Jaldi Conclusion Lead Hain. Woe Bull Jade Hain Could Davis any apnea patience or timing SE. Kidney Elite Fighters KO Todd Dia High.
Jake Paul is not beating Tank Davis. Can't believe I actually have to make this video, but let's break this down. Fact that there's actually credible names in the boxing industry saying that Jake Paul's gonna KO Tank Davis is wild. Look, I know Tank Davis's last performance against Lamont Roach was not that good. And in recent years, he's devalued his stock as a fighter by cherry picking, being extremely inactive, and just straight up fighting lazy sometimes. But let's not forget the offensive powerhouse that Tank Davis is. When he's on, he's one of the best knockout punchers in the sport today. He usually fights very economical the first few rounds, whether that's by strategy or that's just a habit he's had ever since he started boxing. But he does. He starts out very slow in the first few rounds. But once he starts to let his hands go and that snowball starts running downhill, there's almost nothing in the sport of boxing that can stop that. You need a guy who has elite defense to be able to stop an offensive assault like that. Only guys like Shakur Stevenson, Deron Ennis, and maybe Devin Haney have the ability to stop that. And then we have Jake Paul. Yes, he's 6'2". Yes, he's going to be 200 pounds in the ring. But as you can see with his fight with Tommy Fury, he has poor defense. Whenever he faces another boxer who actually knows what they're doing, once they let their hands go, Jake doesn't know what to do. He's not comfortable defending, whether that's moving his feet or moving his head or just having a tight high guard. He doesn't do it. He gets fatigued and starts dropping his hands, and that would be fine if he had good movement to make up for it, but he doesn't. He has some pretty decent offense, but he mainly throws punches and combinations for the first 4 or 5 rounds and then gets fatigued. He's not a true one-punch knockout artist, and he's not a very good strategic fighter either when it comes to winning decisions. So what's going to happen is Jake Paul's going to throw combinations for the first 4 or 5 rounds, and then right when he gets tired, Tank's going to come on strong and start unloading with the hardest punches that Jake Paul has ever been hit with. And he'll get stopped. It might not be a one-punch knockout, but Jake Paul will get stopped.
Carl Frock. Joe Professional Boxing main apnea achievements Kulia Mashor Hain. Any ISS special fight cause safety par concern Athea high. Unka Kana high Kudano fighters Kubich size or strength kafark. Agar control na huata dangerous sabit Hosakta high. Frock any Samjaya Kuboxing authorities AM Torpar. Fighters KO Ek high weight category main Rakti Hain. Tak uneven matchups Esi Bacha, Jasake. Unhone Mana Kubig fights or hype Esi tickets Bikti Hain. Lekin Unhi Yebi Fikr High Ku. Ek Chot Fighter Kitna Damage Handlecar Sakta High. Jab Somni Walla Zayada Powerful Ho. Ek Veteran Hone Kunate. Gene Hone Cud Hard Battles Deki Hain. Unkey about main weight or credibility Dono Hain. Frock Ka Maxad Criticize Karnanahi.
I don't really take Jake Paul that serious. He can't really box. He can have a little fight, he can have a swing. He swings away, stands up straight and he throws punches, but it's not professional boxing. Because when I watch him box, he does so much wrong. It's just everything's wrong. It's so bad. He's got leaky defence. He telegraphs his punches. Like you put him in with someone his own size. It was a professional, and it's a mismatch. And you'll see that if he ends up fighting somebody. Tommy Fury, bless him. He's a pro boxer, but he's inexperienced. He's got no amateur pedigree. He's a raw novice, or maybe just above the raw novice. I was saying earlier, where would I put him in terms of levels? He'd do well to win a British title. He's at that sort of level, and then from British title to world level, it's like different worlds. It's like totally different. It's like a different.
Experts watching Gervonta Davis during his training camp say he's showing a level of focus and discipline that proves he's taking this fight very seriously. There's no joking, no wasted motion. Everything in his routine shows he understands what's at stake. Analysts believe this fight is bigger than just a paycheck. Beating Jake Paul means stepping in front of a global audience that follows Jake everywhere, which could push Davis's name beyond traditional boxing fans and open doors for major future opportunities with
conference. And you can just look at him and tell, like, no, this dude he's going to get this money for sure, because there's so much money out there to be had. But Jake Paul better be not playing around, man. Not get cute, not play any games. Don't hit him in the back of the head. Don't rabbit punch him. Don't do any of that stuff, man, because Mike Tyson, first of all, a lot of people think Mike Tyson was pulling punches on Jake Paul. And a lot of people think that Anderson Silva was pulling punches on him too. You're not going to have a little Gervonta out there pulling punches on you, man, if you're out there playing games. So, I don't like the fight at all. However, as far as it being an entertaining situation, I almost guarantee you that fight itself is going to be entertaining. That it's going to be something that you look at and you're going to say, man, everybody's going to watch it. Everybody's going to want to know what happens in it. But at the same time, it's kind of like what people think, when you see a car crash, like you're driving down the road and all of a sudden the traffic gets heavy and you're like, man, I'm going to be in traffic for a long time. And then you drive forward a little bit and then you see, oh man, this is some accident on the other side of the road and everybody just slowing down to watch. That's the type of entertainment that you can expect from this fight between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul. There's going to be a lot of people watching it, but I got to say, man, you really can't blame the guy on what he's doing. And there's a lot of criticism flying on Gervonta Davis. It's not Gervonta Davis's fault that boxing took this turn. That this turn of these exhibition fights and people not caring about the belts and all of that.
Teofimo Lopez, one of boxing's rising stars, views this event as a smart business move more than anything else. He pointed out that not every fight needs to carry historic weight or involve a championship title. Sometimes the focus shifts to entertainment and market demand, and both fighters are responding to that reality. Lopez added that athletes have every right to chase financial security while growing their fan reach. As long as the matchup keeps the crowd entertained, everyone gets their money's worth.
For Gervonta and Jake, I really am, man. It's good for the sport in some way,
So a heavyweight versus a lightweight.
Yeah.
You got a fly hit me, yeah. A heavyweight versus a lightweight. How's this gonna work?
Hey, they make it work. It's an exhibition for a reason. So, they know what they're doing. And, shout out to Netflix and shout out to both of them, honestly. Like I said, I think a lot of people in the boxing world are kind of upset. I could care less. I think they're going to go out there and make their money. It falls on the number 8 for a reason. They're going to make a lot of money.
Have you got a prediction for that fight?
My prediction? A show. A show.
Well, clearly it's a show, but when you've got a lot of people underestimating Jake Paul once again, but when you've got a heavyweight boxer who knows how to throw punches and knows the basics against a lightweight, it's quite a difference. I mean, have you sparred heavyweights before?
Yeah.
For competitive sparring in the ring?
Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same, not at all. Definitely got to move. I've actually played around a few times, went through between their legs just to duck around. But yeah, because they're taller, you know. But I think for that competition, that fight, it reminds me a lot like The Big Show, and Floyd Mayweather when they fought in WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And will that end the same way?
Possibly. Maybe some brass knuckles in there too.
Can you see Jake Paul knocking out Gervonta Davis?
It's boxing, man. And if it's a show like this, anything goes, anything happens.
The weight gap between the two fighters has quickly become one of the biggest talking points of this matchup, and analysts aren't brushing it aside. Many experts point out that Jake Paul's size and strength give him a noticeable physical edge, suggesting that if one of his punches lands clean, it could spell real trouble for Gervonta Davis. They remind fans that power and mass do matter in combat sports and can't simply be ignored. On the flip side, others argue that Davis's sharp technique, defensive instincts, and world-class timing make him more than capable of overcoming that disadvantage.